Students, the last topic in this module is going to be your fiber materials and your photonic crystal fibers. So here your fiber material, basically it is what is the requirement, what are the requirements of your fiber optic material is the material what we are going to use should be transparent so that it can efficiently transmit the light, and we should be able to draw long thin wires from the material there, and the fiber must be compatible with the cladding material. So for this what we are going to use is we are going to use the glass and plastics. So the glass and plastic materials are going to fulfill the above conditions there. So here the fiber which is going to be used is going to consist of a silica or silicate. So here by using the high losses and the low loss glass fibers are available for this requirements, for the above requirements. So in this case you are going to use a plastic fiber, but the plastic fiber is not as popular because of the high attenuation, but they have better mechanical strength. So the glass fibers, it is going to be made by fusing the mixtures of metal oxides. So the metal oxides which is going to have the refractive index of 1.458 at 850 nanometers. So for changing the refractive index, we can use different oxides as dopants. That is nothing but your barium oxide, your germanium oxide, or your phosphorus oxide there. So germanium oxide and phosphorus oxide is going to increase the refractive index while it is going to be used as a dopant, and the fluorine and boron oxide is going to decrease the refractive index. So so here in this case we always know that the refractive index of the core is going to be greater than the refractive index of the cladding. So these are the different compositions we are going to have. So the core, the first combination can be a germanium oxide and silicon oxide, but in the cladding it can be a silicon dioxide there. So similarly your core can be a phosphorus oxide and silicon dioxide. Here cladding can be only silicon dioxide. The third combination is a silicon dioxide. Here a cladding can be boron oxide and silicon dioxide, and here it is germanium oxide, borium oxide and silicon dioxide there. Here it is your borium oxide and your silicon dioxide there as the cladding surface. So you can see that these are the various doping concentrations of your material what I am going to use there. So here your refractive index is going to be high when I am going to use germanium oxide, and little less when I am going to use your phosphorus oxide, and boron oxide is less, and least is going to be the fluorine there. So here the principal raw material for making the fiber is going to be the silica. For silica is going to be a sand and the glass. So mainly the fiber is going to be composed of pure silica, which is going to be called as silica glass. So the desirable properties of the silica glass are going to be, it should be resistance to deformation at high temperature, and next is it should be resistance to the breakage from thermal shocks. Next is it should have good chemical durability. That means chemical durability means should have better transparency there. So the other types of glass fibers what we are going to use is halide glass fibers or active glass fibers or chalcedonide glass fibers or plastic optical fibers. So next concept what we are going to see is your photonic crystal fibers. So in your photonic crystal fibers, so in a general optical fiber we are going to have a solid silica core and the cladding region where the light is going to be guided in the core region, which is going to have a higher refractive index. So now suppose if I want to increase the refractive index of the core material, then in that case I can use your germanium as the dopant. So the silicon is going to be doped with your germanium material. So when doping it, the refractive index is going to be increased. So this type of material, the new microstructured material, is going to contain an array of air holes inside the cladding surface there, where these air holes are going to be present along the length of the optical fiber there. So in the cladding surface we will be having an array of air holes, and it is going to run along the length of the fiber cable. So the name for this is, we can call this as your photonic crystal fibers, or sometimes it is going to be called as a microstructure fiber, or it is your Holey fibers, because holes are going to be present in the cladding surface there. Next is your general optical fiber. You are going to transmit the electromagnetic waves, where the optical electromagnetic waves are going to be transmitted with the help of total internal reflection. So here your photonic crystal fibers, Here it is going to propagate the wave under two mechanisms. One is, since in your guided modes are going to be trapped in the fiber core. So whatever wave we are going to propagate in the core, that is going to be trapped in the fiber core, which is going to have a higher refractive index than the cladding interface. So your cladding interface is going to have your air holes to be present. So we call this reflection to be your modified total internal reflection. That is one process of transmitting the wave through the core there. Next is the other one is using your photonic band gap effect, or we call that as a photonic band gap fibers. So in this case, the electromagnetic wave or the modes what we want to transmit or propagate is going to be trapped in the core, which is going to have an either higher refractive index or a lower refractive index or an average index by a concept called a photonic band gap effect. So we call this type of fibers to be a photonic band gap fibers. So this photonic crystal filters can be used for various optical components and your devices. So where it can be used for long period gratings or your multi-mode interference power splitters, tunable coupled VT, fiber lasers, fiber amplifiers, multi-channel add or drop filters, wavelength converters and wavelength demultiplexers. Next is, when I am going to use your photonic crystal fibers, there is going to be a reduction in the overall transmission loss. So that reduction is going to be in the range of several hundred decibels per kilometer. So here in this case, when the homogeneity of the fiber is going to be increased, then this homogeneity of the fiber can be increased by using a highly pure silicon as the base material there. So when I am going to use a pure silicon as the base material, I can lower the losses, where the losses can be reduced to a maximum value of very few decibels per kilometer there. So here in this case, with a loss of just 0.3 decibels per kilometer at 1.55 micrometer for a 100 kilometers span. So your index guided microstructures. So index guided microstructures is nothing but it is going to have a greater index contrast. So greatest index contrast means the cladding is going to have a number of air holes, where the air holes is going to have a refractive index of 1 in comparison with the normal silica. So in the normal silica, cladding index is going to be around 1.457, which is going to be close to that of the germanium dope core index there. So here in this case, your conventional fiber, the mode which is going to be propagated is going to be a first order mode, and it is going to be independent of the wavelength there. And the large index contrast is going to be combined with the small structure dimensions, so that your cladding index can be a strong function of the wavelength there. So for shorter wavelengths, your effective cladding index is going to be slightly lower than the core index, and hence they remain confined to the core. That is index guided microstructures there. So your two common index guided photonic crystal fiber designs are a solid core region surrounded by a cladding region, where it is going to consist of your air holes. So the center of this is going to have, so first one is going to be your hexagonal shape. So a photonic crystal, you are going to have your hexagonal shape, and the center is going to be the core, and this is going to be the cladding surface. The cladding surface is going to consist of a number of air holes. These black dots are nothing but the air holes that is going to be present in the cladding surface, and it is going to be in the form of a hexagon shape. While in figure B, the cladding air holes are going to be not uniform in size. So the air holes are going to vary, and they cannot be extended too far from the core. So next is the hole diameter. The hole diameter and the hole to hole spacing or the pitch are going to be the design parameters for the photonic crystal fibers there. So next is photonic band gap fibers. So photonic band gap fibers are nothing but it is a class of microstructure fiber. So where we are going to have a periodic arrangement of air holes. The periodic arrangement of air holes is nothing but we are going to have a photonic band gap in the transverse plane of the fiber there. So your photonic band gap fiber is going to consist of a two-dimensional band gap. So where this two-dimensional band gap, it is going to have a wavelength within this band gap cannot propagate perpendicular to the fiber axis, and we can see that it is going to be confined to propagate within the region in which the refractive index is going to be lower than the surrounding material there. So your photonic band gap fibers, it can also guide the light in the regions with higher refractive index. So here the first case, your photonic band gap fibers can guide the light in lower refractive index, and it can also guide the light in regions with high refractive index. So the photonic band gap fibers, it is going to guide only of certain wavelength bands. So the two important photonic band gap fiber structures are going to be displayed, where one is your honeycomb fiber design. This is your honeycomb fiber design, and this is going to be a triangular array. So in a triangular array of air holes, which is going to be sufficient size, is going to be placed inside the fiber. So this is your cladding surface, and this is going to be the core surface there. So this is going to be like a honeycomb structure in your photonic band gap filters there, fibers. Thank you.